the revocation of use permit number 90. Hi, Maya.
Good morning.
We're ready for your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Use permit number 90 was issued by the Planning Commission on December 19th in 1991 to Puako, Hawaii properties. It was to allow 6 18-hole champion golf courses, a golf teaching academy, and related improvements on approximately 3,000 acres of land. The subject property consists of 3,000 acres. It's surrounded by a black outline in the middle of the slide. You can see Queen Ka'ahumanu Highway running in a north-south direction on the Makai edge of the property. You have Mauna Lani Resort along the ocean further to the west, and then Waikoloa Village is shown in the pink Mauka of the subject property. This is the state land use district boundary map for the area, and you can see the majority of the property, about 1,940 acres, is in the agricultural district, and the remaining balance is in the urban district. This was the site plan submitted when the applicant first applied for the permit back in 1991. So it shows the 6 golf courses distributed throughout the property. You can see the fairways spread around. The red dots are the clubhouses that they were proposing. There were 5, and each of the clubhouses on the outer edge of the property services 1 golf course, and then the clubhouse in the middle is surrounded by 2 golf courses. The reasons that the director is requesting this revocation, there are 2 main reasons. One, in 2005, the state land use law was changed to prohibit golf courses on lands in the agricultural district. And as I mentioned before, about 1,940 acres of the property is currently situated in the agricultural district. The change in the state law also included a grandfather clause that states golf courses approved by a county before July 1st, 2005 for development within the agricultural district shall be permitted uses within the district. However, the use permit 90 was approved prior to 2005, but it was also subject to compliance with 21 conditions that have not been satisfied to date. Specifically, Condition 3 required construction of 3 of the 6 golf courses be completed by 2011. To date, construction of the golf courses has not even begun. Bridge Aina Lea LLC has indicated in writing that they have no plans to develop their 1,940 acres in the near future, and that's an exhibit in your background report. We just received a letter that was provided in your background report from Aina Lea Inc., and they say that they do intend to develop a golf course in the future, 1 golf course, on the urban lands, but they will submit a new use permit application for that golf course in the future. The Planning Commission's authority to revoke the permit is based on Condition 21. That's our standard condition that we include in every permit that says, should any of the conditions not be met or substantially complied with in a timely fashion, the director may initiate procedures to revoke the permit. Additionally, the zoning code and your Planning Commission rules of practice and procedure also give the commission the authority to revoke a use permit. Based on the fact that the golf courses that were permitted 25 years ago have not been established within the prescribed time period, the director is requesting that the Planning Commission revoke the permit. We have received a few items since we distributed the background and recommendation to you. We did receive a letter from Jeff Satcher supporting the director's request to revoke the permit. That was dated, actually that's undated, no, it's dated March 14th. And then we also received a petition for standing in a contested case from Mauna Resort Association. Since we distributed the background and recommendation, we still have not heard anything from Bridge Ainalea LLC of whether they support or are opposed to this revocation.
Thank you, staff. Any questions or comments for staff? For the record, there is no representation sitting here today for Ainalea Inc.
And so to be clear, there's no one here from Ainalea Inc. nor Bridge Ainalea LLC.
Mark that as no.
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to add a couple more things for the record since nobody is here representing Bridge or Ainalea. The planning department did send out to Bridge via mail and also email the agenda as well as the hearing notice. And we sent it by email because the representatives of Bridge are in Saipan, and they sent an email to us letting us know that the mail is very slow. And they confirmed receipt of the agenda on February 23rd by email. We also sent the background and recommendation report, and we sent the petition for standing in a contested case hearing. And that petition was confirmed receipt by email on March 8th.
But there was no communication, rather they are okay?
There was no,
with the revocation,
no,
or
they never expressed their
challenge or agreement?
their opinion, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Vatusik, I understand that you represent the Mauna.
Yeah, Randy Vatusik. I represent the Mauna Resort Association. Mauna Resort Association is the master association for the hotel, commercial, and residential properties on the Mauna Resort. Mauna has been involved relative to the Ainalea project in several ways over the years, including, we went into litigation of the Third Circuit Court challenging their environmental impact statement that was found to be inadequate by the court. We were involved in a PUD application. Maunalani's main concern is just that there be a thorough assessment of the environmental effects and regional effects of the proposed project. We wanted to participate in any proceedings with respect to the requested revocation. We do not have a position on that as yet, but if there are not going to be any proceedings, then we are perfectly comfortable with the commission going ahead and making a decision today, and we hope it can do that.
Mr. Chair, if I can. So just to be clear, Mr. Vatusik, in light of the fact that there's no representatives here from Ainalea Inc. or Bridge Ainalea, would you still prefer to have the commission act on your petition for standing first, or are you okay with just moving on?
No, actually, we're okay with withdrawing.
Okay.
We will withdraw the request to intervene and the request for a contested case hearing, subject to the decision of the commission.
Thank you.
To clarify, there is a letter March 11, 2016, correct, from Ellen Okamoto stating that they have reviewed the petition and they take no position in respect to the cancellation of the A classified land. Is that what, when you say you haven't heard from representatives?
I meant that I hadn't heard from representatives of Bridge Ainalea, but Ainalea Inc. did submit that letter with their position.
Okay. Thank you.
So commissioners, let's proceed with a motion for the revocation of the permit.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move that the request to revoke permit use 90 be approved based on the planning director's findings and recommendation, which shall be adopted.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Shimaoka and seconded by Commissioner Kaholo for approval of the revocation of use permit number 90. Staff, roll call. Oh, any discussion before we move? Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Shimaoka,
Aye.
Commissioner Kaholo,
Aye.
Commissioner Unger,
Aye.
Commissioner Whittemore,
Aye.
and Chair Baudet.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes 5-0.